Aaron, how are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Good, good. Can I tell you again? I mean, your mullet is fantastic. It's even better in person.
I appreciate it.
What was the inspiration for the mullet?
You know what? To be honest, I realized this later. I think it was Johnny Parsons because I was at Syndicate 2 years ago and training with Johnny lots. And I started growing it shortly after I met him. And I don't think I realized it till a while later, but that might have been it.
What's up with mullets and fighters?
I don't know. It's big now, eh? I know. I thought I was kind of doing something original too, and now it's like every other guy's got a mullet.
Name some good mullets in MMA.
Well, Johnny Parsons has a nice one for sure. Tanner Bozer. There's this dude I keep seeing on Twitter I think he's buddies with Dustin Poirier. He's like Pablito on Twitter or something. He's got a sick one and a mustache. What's that one guy's name? He's for PFL maybe? Smaller guy, maybe a 55er. I don't know, everyone sends it. He kind of looks like me a little bit actually. Everyone sends him to me. Do you know who I'm talking about?
I think so.
Tyler something?
Tyler
Diamond? Is that who it is? Yeah, he's got a nice one. But yeah, there's lots of them out there now.
So how many times have you been out to Syndicate?
Just one other time. I was here for a month. That was like 2 years ago.
Why choose Syndicate?
At the time, like the first time I came, I don't really know. My manager Dodge said he knew John Wood and he could put me in touch, and that was good enough for me. I came down and I loved it, and then I knew if I was gonna come back down to Vegas to train again, it would be here just because I made some good connections.
Who have been, I guess, some of your main training partners?
So recently it's been a lot of Chiesa and Strickland, helping those guys get ready for their fights. Khalil is a big one. Johnny Hendricks, Sasha, a bunch of amateur guys. Chris Ruffin, who's turning pro soon. He's a solid dude. I'm probably forgetting about some guys, but there's a ton of solid guys here.
That's awesome. And is that one of the big reasons why you came back, just because of all the big bodies and stuff?
Yeah, it's actually a much better room now than it was the first time I was here. Like there wasn't a ton of UFC level guys the first time I was here. I'm pretty stoked that this time around there's more high level guys.
So Vegas heat, how's the Vegas heat compared to Canada?
It's different for sure. I think I like it more, to be honest, because at home it's like fucking humid and muggy and it's like just sticky and gross. Some of my family was just visiting my mom and she lives out in the country, and they were saying it was just like disgustingly humid and like so many fucking mosquitoes. And when they told me that, I just realized I haven't seen a mosquito all summer. So that's nice.
So you are coming off a big title win of Colin Huckbody at CFF 93. Kind of talk about that performance.
Yeah, so I know I get asked about it a lot because I was like looked kind of bummed out after the fight. I wanted to finish for sure. I mean, every fighter does in every fight. That's obvious. I thought I was kind of like complacent, lazy, and knew I was winning and kind of wrote it out. But then like watching the fight back, I think I did well. I mean, I did some damage. I didn't take any damage. I controlled the champ for like 20 minutes of a 20-minute fight, so I think it was good.
If you could take one thing away from that fight, what would it be?
Probably that I could open up a bit more. Maybe I was a bit like too careful. I probably could have opened up and maybe got the finish.
So that was your fourth win since your second pro loss on the Contender Series.
Yeah.
I guess out of the four wins, which was your favorite? I guess, yeah.
That's a good question. The first one back after Contender Series was pretty sweet. That's like a long time ago now, so it's like kind of hard to even remember it. But yeah, that was nice to like come off a big loss and then get a big win right away, and like beat that guy up pretty good. And I think I looked pretty good in that fight. And then the one after that, the SFT down in Miami, just because it was kind of a long layoff. It was during all the COVID shit. I was like I think I was the first guy from like back home of all the people I know to get a fight during the pandemic, and got a pretty sick knockout. So that was cool.
I really haven't talked to you. I haven't asked you about your loss on the Contender Series, and I mean, you're getting another fight here pretty soon.
Yeah.
You know, that loss. how did that affect you mentally? Because I mean, it was on a big stage. It was your ticket into the UFC. I guess. How did you handle that?
I think fine. I mean, I'm like a pretty even kill guy. I'm never too high. I'm never too low. I was certainly bummed out for a bit, but like it's gonna happen again, man. I mean, you can't expect to go like I had already lost, but like no one can go undefeated, and I know I'll lose again in my career, and I'll probably get beat up and knocked out and whatever. So you gotta kind of just roll with the punches, I guess.
Now talking about Contender Series, kind of talked off camera that you were kind of expecting to get into the UFC without having to fight again.
Yeah.
But you were fighting on the Contender Series, and you're fighting Kai. Talk about that matchup.
Yeah, he's a tough guy. He's a bit of an awkward style, probably different from a lot of guys I've fought before. Kind of karate-ish. He's a southpaw. Tries to fight long. He's got a black belt too. He doesn't look like he tries to get it to the ground that much. He looks like he likes to keep it standing. I think I match up well against him, though. I think I can see some holes in his game that I can take advantage of.
When they came to you with that matchup, what were your thoughts on it?
So we were trying to like hear out Bellator also, like who they were going to offer us, and they weren't getting back and whatever. They told me this was going to be like the main event slot or whatever for this episode of Contender Series, and they said if we didn't like the matchup, we could have like taken a non-main event slot against maybe someone like easier. But I wanted that fight against a decent guy, so we took it.
And you are the main event.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
That's awesome. Give me a prediction for your fight.
I think I can get a TKO against this guy.
So you get a win. Who was your first call out in the UFC?
Yeah, I get asked this question a lot. I don't know if you've heard my answer before, but I always say I'm going to scroll down to the bottom of the 185 rankings and pick the shittiest guy in that division and fucking smoke him and get a highlight reel knockout. Because that's how I want to start my career. I don't want to start like a tough fight and get beat up and need time off or an injury or even a loss. I want to beat up some bum that's somehow in the UFC.
Best answer, it's just
Yeah.
It gets better every time. Finally, I mean, the middleweight, the division. What are your thoughts on it?
It's weird. It's always kind of been a weird division. Like it goes through little spurts where it seems like there's a lot of good guys, and then it seems shallow for a bit. It's probably better now than it has been for a while. But I think like once you get out of like the top 5 or 10 guys, it's probably kind of shallow.
Brendan Allen, do you want that fight back?
If they give it to me when I'm in the UFC, I'll say yes. But I don't know, man. I don't really care that much about like avenging losses. It is what it is. Maybe we'll meet again one day, maybe not.
Awesome. And finally, go ahead and shout out sponsors and shout out your social media for people to follow you.
Yeah, everywhere on social media, AAJ MMA. Like big thanks to the Syndicate down here for having me at their gym. My 2 gyms at home, Niagara Top Team, Aegis MMA, all my coaches, training partner. Thanks to you for doing the interview.
Awesome.